greatest arc ever. Hello and welcome to another episode of Fumbling Through the Galaxy with your host, Severus Snape. Today we are going to be looking at a fantastic piece from Sideshow. This is what they call a diorama, and really it's one of their sculpted statues, right up there with their mythos statues and their quarter scale work. So this is a diorama, and it's a diorama of what I think is the greatest story arc ever told in Star Wars, and absolutely the best in all of Clone Wars 3D in my opinion, and that is the Siege of Mandalore. So if you're someone who wants to get straight to the statue, to the dio, go to the end, you'll see it. What an incredible, fantastic piece. For those of you who want to chat a little bit about the Clone Wars 3D Siege of Mandalore, let's get into it. So we know that Siege of Mandalore is episode 9 to 12, of the 7th season of Clone Wars 3D. It is the arc that ends the series, and it is the arc in which we see Maul in Mandalore confronted by Ahsoka, admitting or informing Ahsoka that he's had a premonition of the future.
He is the key to everything.
Informing her that Anakin will go to the dark side, will actually be the downfall of the Jedi Order.
He has long been groomed for his role as my master's new apprentice.
And we see the execution of Order 66. We also get one of the greatest lightsaber duels in all of Star Wars between Ahsoka and Maul. There are scenes in that chamber, that throne room, that are just forever ingrained in my subconscious and the subconscious of many, many fans of Star Wars, and specifically of Clone Wars 3D. So, what's really neat, if you see the opening scroll, I don't know how to say it exactly, French, you see that they're always yellow, right? It always gives you that Star Wars in yellow, gives you kind of the, kind of a bit of the rundown of the episode and the episode name. In the Siege of Mandalore, what I love is episode 11 and 12, the scroll up in red. And that gives you like kind of the gravity of, just reinforcing the gravity of what we're about to see. We got that great scene in the episode called Victory and Death, or Death and Victory, where Ahsoka and Rex are in the ship, Maul escapes, and they eventually crash, and all the clones die, including clone Commander Jesse, and you see the helmets buried in the snow. And then you get that great reveal of of Darth Vader walking in the snow towards the clone helmet, and you can see his reflection. In the visor. Just such a great moment, just such a powerful arc. There are so many moments in there, especially in that moment where Ahsoka tells Maul that he's wrong, that she knows Anakin, that his premonition is completely wrong.
Your vision is flawed.
Meanwhile, she's unaware that, of course, Order 66 and all these things are actually already machinating, and that the end of the Jedi Order as we know it is already underway. So it's just a heartbreaking siege. It's also a great siege. Great arc with some of the best content of Star Wars. So anyways, this is a diorama of one of the scenes in there, which is that duel between Maul and Ahsoka, which, as I say, for me, is probably top 3 or 4 duels. There are others. To me, this is my favorite because I think it's the most consequential. It's 2 characters that I absolutely love and feel for in this moment, and yes, feeling for Maul as well. And so to me, it's right up there. Like, to me, it's top 2 probably. You know, as much as I love the duel on Mustafar with Anakin and Obi-Wan, there's 20 seconds of that duel is them just, you know, kind of whipping their lightsabers around with no contact. It's pretty weird when you watch it. Anyway, that's my take. I know others have felt the same way. Others just think it's the greatest thing ever. So I'm definitely not in the greatest thing ever camp. But again, top 3 for sure. But there are some moments where it just feels like it's more like a show, a fire-breathing show, than it is an actual duel. Anyways, so to get to this particular diorama, now the box, as you can imagine, is massive, and I'll measure it when we get to the table. The piece is actually really, really nice. I think it's about 14 inches tall, 9 inches deep, 6 or 7 inches wide. Oh no, probably 11 inches wide. Really fantastic piece. We'll have a look at it. We're not going to look at the piece on the table. We're actually going to look at the piece as it sits here in the office, because I don't move it a lot. Like, it's found its home. That's where it's going to stay. But anyway, let's have a look at this box for a quick second before we go down and have a better look at the box. But this is essentially the box that it comes in. And that is the dial that we're going to be looking at today. So I'm curious, is Siege of Mandalore your favorite arc of all of Star Wars? Is it your favorite arc in Clone Wars 3D? Is the saber duel between Ahsoka and Maul one of your favorites? If not, which one is? And do you feel that, you know, do you think that this diorama is one of the best that you've ever seen, really, at the end of the day? So like, subscribe, and share, and let's get to the table and have a look at this amazing piece. Okay, so here we are at the table, having a look at the Ahsoka versus Darth Maul diorama. So this is the box that's within the shipper. Just incredible, incredible box. Fantastic artwork. What a great rendering of the actual toy that you get in the package. So what I'll do here is just, you know, for everybody's sake, I'll take a measurement of just how big this box is really. So it's 21 inches by 19 inches. So you get an idea of, you know, what you're getting in the meal and what's coming at you. So, I mean, you know, like all the big Sideshow pieces, the box certainly is not small. So, you know, there's really not a lot going on with the box other than, you know, it's pretty kind of standard. Now, this is, to me, la pièce de résistance. I just absolutely love this capture. And I just love the way that they've kind of broken it and shattered it, which is actually in keeping with that fantastic duel from that episode of the Clone Wars. And so, you know, in keeping with that shattering of the glass that you see in that great episode, in that moment, or in that particular scene, Sideshow has done that also here with the graphics, which I love. And again, just a fantastic rendering of the actual figure. Like, this is what you're actually getting out of the box. This isn't, you know, some artist rendition. This is literally a copy of the statue that comes inside the box. So yeah, there you have it. This is, like, you know, just a banger of a box. This is the reason why I always collect in box. I always want to keep these pieces. You know, there's a lot of work and a lot of design elements and a lot of, you know, people's time spent, you know, coming up with these fantastic layouts and stuff. And so, you know, it's worth keeping, in my opinion. And quite frankly, it's just the only way that I collect. So that's the box. Let's have a look at the figure. For this figure, I'm actually not bringing it down to the table. We're going to be reviewing it within my office, because when it comes to these pieces, I really do avoid moving them a lot once they've found their home. So let's get to the office and take a look at the figure outside the box. Okay, so here's the diorama out of box. As I said, this is not one that I was going to take downstairs. You know, I can definitely show you outside the box where we're at. And so, again, just an incredible capture, like literally from the scene right out of the film, or right out of the animated show. I mean, there's Ahsoka's face. I mean, again, just absolutely bang on to that moment and that episode. You can see the throne in the background is chipped and blown out with the glass from that moment where he does that. I love the sabers, that they kind of have this motion effect where you can see that the sabers are in motion. There she is. Ahsoka has the same thing on her sabers. I do know that some people complain that they wish they'd had second sabers that didn't have that effect. I'm completely fine with it. This is supposed to be a capture of that incredible scene. Here we're back out and see just how phenomenal this statue is. I mean, you know, from the base of the throne, you know, his mechanical legs. Look at the amount of detail in that. Look at the paint apps, the sculpting, his, you know, the movement in the robe, the incredible capture and paint apps of his markings. Ahsoka again, her Leiku, just bang on, every inch of her as well, from her robes down to her boots. And then, of course, here you can see the damage on the base. They even have a little bit of a fire effect on the side here, which I really liked. So, you know, I mean, you can't say enough about how insanely accurate Sideshow pieces are. And I get that, you know, they are a premium, and I get that they're not for everybody. I get that they're, you know, they're not articulated, you know, it's set it and forget it. But, you know, you absolutely get nobody doing it better than them. And certainly not anybody for Clone Wars, in my opinion, other than maybe Kotobukiya, and Kotobukiya, of course, and Gentle Giant maybe, but not at this scale. And certainly not at this level. Although, yeah, maybe I'm making statements that I don't even believe myself. I will say that they are incredible and up there with Kotobukiya and Gentle Giant. I'm a shill. I love them all. Anyways, that's so again, here we are, you know, the arc of Mandalore, in my opinion, the greatest arc in all of Star Wars, and it's from the Clone Wars 3D show. And at this moment, of course, we know that, you know, Ahsoka is fighting, thinking that she's doing it for the Jedi Order, and not realizing that at this very moment, Anakin is already executing Order 66 and murdering everybody she loves, including younglings. So, once again, let me know your thoughts. Let me know, you know, do you think this diorama, how, you know, what do you think of this diorama? Are you someone who collects Sideshow? Are you mostly into the figures? Are you into the statues? Are you into the dios? You know, is this the best of Star Wars in terms of the Clone Wars, the Arc of Mandalore? What's your favorite arc if you are a Clone Wars 3D fan or a Rebels fan, and even a Clone Wars 2D fan? Yeah, let me know. So as always, like, subscribe, and share. And looking forward to showing you the next piece. May the Force be with you always.